What's up, guys? Welcome. This is Peter Voogd, author of 6 Months to Six Figures and founder of the prestigious GameChanging Academy. Wait for some of you guys to get on. Thank you so much for you guys watching the replay. I promise to deliver massive value and be as authentic and real as possible in a world filled with BS. So welcome. First live viewers, what's up? Go ahead and say your name and where you're calling in from. I love to see where people are watching from. I know we have an international crowd usually, so I'm excited to see where you guys are from. Adam, what's up, my man? Got a jam-packed session for you guys today. Jam-packed. I'm excited. So go ahead and say your name and where you're calling in from. Dallas, what's up, Robert? Actually looking at real estate in Dallas, North Dallas. Also, guys, Kirk Knowles, the game changer himself. I also want to do something a little different. I want you guys to put the business that you own or you want to start or you're in right now in the comments. So write down what type of business you're in right now. Whether it's brick and mortar, whether you run a direct sales company, whether you're a founder of a tech company, whether you're in a 9-to-5 and you want to get out of it, go ahead and say where you're calling in from and where you're watching from, and then also share with me what type of business you run or what type of business you want to actually get into. That's what I want to check out, so I can kind of cater the message to you guys. Calgary, what's up? Illinois, health, I like it. Kirk, I know your company. From India, Alaska, Wisconsin, New Zealand, love it. Hold on one second, guys. All right, keep going. Go ahead and say your name and where you're calling from. Also, like I always do, I'm going to give away a hardcover signed 6 Months to Six Figures. If you share this and spread the word and you have a comment, if you share and comment, I'm going to do a contest for a free 6 Months to Six Figures signed copy for you. I love getting the word out there. This is just strictly me focused on giving you value. I'm getting so many questions the last couple months. How to take my online business to the next level, how to maximize my online presence, how to expand my influence and my reach. And I've been blessed to do it the wrong way, and I've been blessed to do it the right way. I say blessed doing it the wrong way because that actually taught me what not to do and what to do differently that I'm going to share with you. So hopefully I save you a lot of time, money, and energy as well today, all right? So what's up, Alan, Tammy, Sergio, Tomic, Art, good to see you, Art. A lot of game changers on the call. I love it. Chance, what's up? Chicago, blogging business, Orlando. Perfect. I'm excited. All right, guys, let's dive in. So we're going to have quite a bit of people continuing to get on the call. And as you have questions or need clarification, go ahead and comment. But the main thing is make sure you post where you're calling from or where you're watching from, and also post what type of business you run. And once again, I'm Peter Voogd, author of 6 Months to Six Figures and founder of the GameChanging Academy. And this is one of the top questions I'm getting. By the way, I'll tell you right now, any questions you get in your business, in general, from your fans or from the people that follow you, any question you get 2 or 3 times, you want to create either a free video series or do a Facebook Live or create a frequently asked questions on your website so you don't have to repeat yourself. Anytime you can duplicate yourself, it's going to save you time, money, and energy. So any question you get, for me, if I get a lot of the same question over and over, I will do a Facebook Live or I will create a video on YouTube because I know people need that answer and they're obviously searching for that answer, and I want to be the one to give them the massive value and answer their questions as well. So here's my focus today, all right? This is what's going to be focused on today. The benefits of not just building an online business, but the benefits of positioning yourself as the experts, the benefits of really being the leading authority and being the go-to source versus having to chase all these clients and having no customers. I have so many people that reach out that can't get clients, they can't get influence, they can't get reach, and they don't know what to do and what they're doing wrong. So that's the biggest thing I'm going to hit on. Also, the biggest mistakes I've seen when building an on and offline business. And this is after training and interviewing thousands of different entrepreneurs. So you're going to get the mistakes people make so you don't have to make those same ones. And if you want to really increase your income, increase your clarity and your focus the next 6 months to a year, this is for you. I don't want you to miss out. There's so much money being made right now that if you're willing to change and become more valuable and adapt these things I'm going to talk about, you'll be able to capitalize, sadly, when most people struggle. When the economy goes down, the money doesn't disappear. It just transfers to the successful people that actually do these things I'm going to talk about and really understand how to adapt and adjust and become more valuable. Third, we'll talk about my biggest perspectives I've made, the biggest perspective shifts that have helped my business. I'm going to give you the specific blueprint to building an online empire, literally the exact blueprint you need. I'm going to talk about how to differentiate yourself in the market, and then I'm going to talk about how to leverage other people's platforms. And really, that's it. If you're just joining us, go ahead and type in where you're calling in from. What's up, Hamza? Natalie, what's up? Good to see you. Tommy, Tim, what's up? I love your fire emojis always. If you guys can share this, I love to see little hearts go up. If you already run a business, let me know what business you run. If you're excited for this call and juiced up and energized, then you want to make sure you heart it up or like it up or whatever you do. Yeah, Sergio, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll tell you guys, being on this live call right now and actually watching this while most people are at work or escaping reality or watching TV or messing around, that shows a lot about your character that you want to grow and learn and study and really be an entrepreneur and be one of the best entrepreneurs, all right? So let's dive in. If done correctly, by the way, if you do this correctly, it doesn't matter what business you're in. If you think you will get something to help your business, then I'm satisfied. If you get one thing, I've done my job. If you're brand new to business and you still have a job you don't like or you're still searching and you don't have clarity, this will help you cut your learning curve in half, okay? So I want to talk about all the benefits of positioning yourself versus prospecting and what it can do for your results, your influence, your peace of mind, your income, and everything else. And I'm not going to dive deep into every single tactic, but I will give you, because that's going to take hours, but I will give you the correct blueprint. I will change your perspective a little bit, teach you how to think differently when it comes to going online, whether you've been offline or whether you want to build a brand, because right now you're the CEO of your brand. I don't care what company you're part of, what business you're in, whether you're broke, whether you have $1 million, whether you're in a 9-to-5, whether you own a company, you are your brand. It is the time in the new economy to brand yourself. That's where the money is. You are your brand. So you have to take responsibility and really take that seriously. You're the CEO of your brand at all times. You might have a boss that runs your schedule now, but you're the CEO of your brand, and that's the one thing you can control. A lot of these record companies are losing their leverage and power because all the control now is in the actual artist because they control the fans, and the fans really love what they do, and they can go directly to consumer now, right? If done correctly, you'll be able to have consistent clients coming to you versus you chasing people. You'll be able to be more selective with who you hire and have more leverage. You won't have to spend thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on marketing and so much time testing because your target audience will define themselves to you if you do this correctly. You'll be able to track your ideal customer to your business, a lot less stressful and a lot more efficient way to run your business, and you'll be able to help more people and create raving fans faster. First, let me get a like or a yes in the comment section if you're looking for more customers or you want to learn how to attract more people to your business or increase your online influence, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn. Let me get a yes if you're looking to increase your social media presence or your online influence or your customers. I want to make sure I'm talking to the right people. Love the hearts and likes. Keep them coming, guys. You'd be surprised, Kirk. A lot of people aren't. They're satisfied. I know you guys are hungry, the ones that aren't satisfied. Okay, yes, yes, absolutely. Yes, sir. Online influence. Love it. All right. Talking to the right crowd. Now, for me, I was working every single day. And I was really trying to, I'm going to share this on my personal page. I was really trying to get more results and figure out how to have flexibility. I got into business to create flexibility and to have me run my schedule. But instead, my schedule was running me and my business was running me. So I was working 70, 80 hours a week, and I was always busy, but here's the catch. I wasn't getting results. I was so frustrated because I kept giving value. I kept putting out content. I kept working and creating and working, but I wasn't making money, and I didn't have any leverage because I was working 80 hours a week. So this is how I came up with this, is doing it the wrong way first. I was very fortunate to be able to get Gary Vee on the phone at the beginning of 2013 for 45 minutes while he was at the airport. You guys, a lot of you guys know Gary Vaynerchuk. And he had a conversation with me that changed everything. And I started to realize the top 1% didn't chase customers. They strategically positioned themselves as the go-to, as the maven, as the leading authority, so people came to them. So I became obsessed with figuring out how to position myself as the leading authority. And I'm going to give you the steps I took, and I'm going to give you the things people do wrong. So I'm excited, but I wanted to build this up because it's so important and it's so crucial to understand these things, because sadly, 95% of the people out right now are doing it wrong. Okay, most people are doing it wrong. So I want to make sure that you guys do it the right way. All right, that's the main thing. I want to make sure you guys do it the right way and you cut your learning curve in half. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Just sharing it. Thank you for you guys that shared it. If you share it and you comment where you're calling in from and what kind of business you have, I'll pick a winner of the signed copy of my book, 6 Months to Six Figures. So you guys that just joined as well. So we're talking about building an online influence. We're talking about leveraging other people's platforms. We're talking about positioning yourself as the expert so people chase you versus you chasing clients. So I was working every day and finally realized I needed to position myself. So the biggest mistake I see people make is they create their business without any leverage, without any scalability. And eventually they get burnt out trying to prospect. They don't have enough clients or customers, or they have an unpredictable marketing system. You want to predict your marketing system and predict the clients coming in based on the strategy you have of positioning, all right? Here's the right mindset you have to have before you even dive into this. You must, if you have a product, a service, a company, and you'd be surprised, some of these things you may have heard, but the most dangerous words for entrepreneurs is, I already know that. Don't be a know-it-all, be a learn-it-all. So instead of saying, oh, I already know that, no. The question's not if you know it, have you mastered it? Does your bank account prove you know these things? Does your lead base, does your marketing, does your customer base prove that you know these things? People say, yeah, I've already heard that about health. Does your waistline, does your energy prove you know these things? So it's not about knowing it, it's about mastering it, okay? So first mindset shift I had, I realized that I have to believe 100% that what I'm giving people is 20 times to 50 times more valuable than the money they're giving me. Okay, a lot of people don't really fully believe what they're selling is 50 times the value of what they're giving them. So they're always holding back. That's when you get the, I don't feel like a salesperson, I don't want to sell. You will have no problem selling if you fully believe what you're selling and giving them is 50 to 100 times the value. All right, and for me, instead of creating content at the beginning to just sell, I was giving away a lot of content free to get feedback. So you have to give your best content away free and make it a point. Make it a point to give your best content away for free. Now, you want to give better content than most people pay thousands for. This forces you to level up your game and create even better content, so it's a win-win situation for you, your brand, your fans, and for the overall well-being of society, because you're giving amazing content. So you want to give away content that you believe is so valuable, you feel bad not charging. Then you want to create content so amazing after the free content that you feel good charging because you know it helps people. I know for a fact some of the stuff I'm going to talk about in the next 15, 20 minutes is more valuable and will help you, because I know it's helped me go from broke to six figures and from 6 to 7. I know it's helped me, and I've saved a lot of time, money, and energy doing these things right, and I've also done it wrong and lost a lot of money. I know it's more valuable than some courses people pay tens of thousands of dollars for, all right? So that's the perspective shift you have to have. And the biggest mistakes I've seen out there with building an online influence is you have to realize, please take this seriously, the likelihood of the marketplace, of your fans, of customers or potential clients, the likelihood of them responding to you because you want something is zero. Obsolete. Okay? Customers are marketing geniuses. Ask them what they want, figure out what their biggest issues are. Another big issue is people try and sell their self and their expertise and not the solution or outcome to your prospect's problem or desire. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people are trying so hard to sell their expertise, to sell their wisdom, to sell themselves. No one really cares about you. They care how you can help them. So their question is, what's in it for me? Notice how I didn't talk about myself for a half hour at the beginning. I'm just focused on giving you value because I've been there. I've been in a business where it was running me. I was frustrated. I wasn't getting customers. It wasn't predictable. I was working 80 hours a week. I didn't feel like my ambition matched my bank account. I've been there. And I've also been able to create 7 figures traveling the world with massive leverage. I was talking to my grandma a couple of weeks ago, and she asked about a speech I'm doing overseas. She said, how much did you charge? I said, $15,000, $15,000 to $20,000. And she says, whoa, that's way too high. What if they say no? I said, I don't care. And next, I have all the leverage. I don't need a speech. So you want to have the leverage. And you do this by selling a solution to the customer's problem and having no need to want to have more customers and being greedy. You want to have such goodwill and focus on value that you don't need business. You want it, right? Another failure is most people fall in love with their product instead of their prospect's progress. Most people fall in love with their product and their service, not their prospect's progress or their prospect's ambitions and solution to their problem. Instead of asking people, what do I have to do? Or asking yourself, what do I have to do to get them to buy? No, you have to ask, what do I have to give to solve their problem? The message needs to be you matter, all right? That's why I'm so big on making your business about something. Your business has to be a movement, right? Last big problem I see is most people spend so much time on the doing and the creating and the consuming and not enough time on the marketing. So when you're building an online business, you have to spend time creating, but you also have to spend more time getting it out there, partnering, leveraging other people's platforms, really making sure that you're pushing your content, because I know people with perfect products that could change the world, products that need to get out there, but they're so focused on creating the product, making it valuable, they don't spend enough time marketing it, and there's no dead end with a good marketing system. Sadly, some of the companies that are making millions, that are crushing the competition, aren't the best products or services. They have the best marketing system. So the key is having an amazing product and service with a strategic and consistent marketing system. And one of the best marketing systems is positioning yourself as the expert and not prospecting all the time, all right? So let's dive into building an online empire. And where I got this from the experts. I got this from 7 or 8 years of study, trial, error, failing, paying a lot of money for masterminds, talking to some of the experts, interviewing people like Ariana Huffington and Tim Ferriss and Grant Cardone and Tim Grover and Ryan Blair and Brian Tracy, and really understanding that these experts have something different about their business that most people don't have. So I'm going to give you 10 steps here, simplified, all right? So write these down and let me know if you have any questions, by the way. And thank you guys for commenting, for liking. I appreciate it. Make sure you share where you're calling in or where you're watching from, and share your business model, what kind of business you have, okay? All right, so step 1, you have to know your role, and you have to claim and master your topic. What industry are you going to dominate? What is your topic that you want to really master and go all in on? Who are you? Are you a business builder? Are you sales? Are you a technician? Are you the behind the scenes person that needs salespeople to go out and sell your stuff? You need to know your role and who you are. So knowing yourself, knowing your strengths, the ultimate power in building a business is knowing your strengths and weaknesses. Do you really know your strengths and weaknesses? Because if you really want to build a business and rise above the noise, people always ask me, because there's thousands of businesses being started every day. Like social media, the newest thing is social media marketing agency. There's 4 million, right? How do 3% rise above the noise? Well, they have the right people in the right spots, and everyone's working on their strengths and maximizing their strengths. They're working on their genius. They're not trying to do everything themselves. They know their role. They're the technician. He's the sales master. He's the founder and CEO that pushes the business forward, right? So know your role and figure out what topic and what industry you want to dominate and master. Okay? Next, Pick your audience. Who's your audience? Who do you want to serve? Who would get the most value from your business and your content? And you have to drop the need to be liked and forget a lot of people's opinions here. The people that I really wanted to impact the most, that I had the most desire to help, that I had the most love for, is millennials. Almost everyone I talked to, including my mentor at the time, who was a multimillionaire, a little more old school, he said, you don't want to go after millennials. They're lazy, they're this, they don't listen. And I said, excuse me? They're the generation that's shifting our culture the most, the founder of almost every big company now. Facebook, Snapchat, I mean, all the big companies, the tech companies, they're founded by millennials. So I went against everybody and said, my audience, now I work with all kinds of people. In our academy, we have people 17, 18 years old. We have people that are 50 or 60. But I work with people that are young at heart, that are willing to learn and adapt and adjust to the new times, that are okay with learning from people that are half their age, right? A lot of people are super stubborn. I saw people in my previous company years ago that are so stubborn and stuck on old times, stuck on old ways, that half the A players in their company left because they weren't adapting. I saw how stubborn people were. I didn't want to deal with that. I wanted to work with young and hungry entrepreneurs, right? So I picked my audience and I went all in to figure out their problems and solutions. So next is discover your audiences, discover your target markets, problems, and ambitions. You need to gain the market's trust. Because if you're not rising above the noise, no one knows who you are. You don't have the market's trust. So you need to clearly articulate your market's fears, hopes, problems, desires. You need to feel its pain, and you need to identify gaps in service or quality that currently exists. So state the problem better than anybody else. Okay, so if you're in an industry, go look at other companies' reviews online. I would study the reviews. I would have a VA studying the reviews, getting all the negative reviews, putting them in order of importance and what came up the most. And you can even build a business around other people's weaknesses. If a ton of companies in this industry say they're taking too long to get back to you, the turnaround time is too slow, you flip it and say, we're known for the fastest turnaround time. All these other companies take 7 days. We take 3 guaranteed, right? You can learn a lot about how to structure your business by looking at other people's weaknesses in business, okay? So discover the audience's problems and ambitions, not just problems and their ambitions. What's most important to them? What do they lay in bed at night thinking about? What drives them, okay? What drives them? Think about that. Only you know by researching, doing your due diligence, and asking your audience. Remember, your customers are marketing geniuses. Remember that, okay? So define your story. Next is define your story and establish your persona. Who are you going to become? Define your story of struggle to success. People won't relate to your success if they can't relate to your struggle. So get vulnerable. Share your story of struggle. I used to be embarrassed to share that I was broke and I was overwhelmed and I was discouraged and I felt like I let my family down. I used to hate saying that. I didn't want to tell people I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment with no box spring. I had a mattress, no furniture. I didn't have money to go to the drive-thru. I get chills thinking about it. Those are tough times in my life. And I didn't want to tell people because I was embarrassed. But then people said, oh my gosh, I can relate. And I realized, well, I have nothing to hide. I don't want to fear anyone's opinions. I want to be fully authentic. That's where I got a lot of my hunger, is from going dead broke and struggling. Good luck finding hunger in people that have everything given to them. A lot of the kids that are hungry for a better life are the ones that had struggle growing up, right? So you want to make sure that you define who you are. So you can be mysterious in the marketplace. Maybe you don't want to reveal too much. You can be the no BS type, kind of like Vaynerchuk and Dan Kennedy and Cardone, or I feel like I'm the no BS type, right? You can be the business tycoon like a Mark Cuban or a Carlos Slim. You could be the visionary like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk or Peter Diamandis. You can be the futurist. You can be the connector. My boy Mark Lack is one of the best connectors on the planet. People know him as a connector and a relationship builder, right? You can be the highest priced in your market. That's what you're known for. My boy Art, who's on here. Art, much respect to you. He's the highest priced in his market. He went to a market that was primarily low priced. He priced himself at the top of the market, gave massive value and service. He didn't settle on his prices. Now he's making amazing money and he has an amazing and great reputation. If someone asks him for a discount or asks him to lower the price, he quotes him a higher price. I laugh every time I hear that. But that's just what he wants to be known for, right? Maybe you want to be known for living life on your terms. Maybe you want to be known for you can't stand education systems, right? I don't know. But you have to figure out what frustrates you and pisses you off sometimes about the marketplace, and maybe that's your angle. So figure out your persona, okay? Figure out your persona. Next, now you're going to create a solution while gaining the market's trust. Create a solution. Now, how you do this is you give away free content, you give massive value, you start to attract customers and potential clients, you start creating raving fans. Then you ask them, what are your biggest issues? Remember, once again, your customers are marketing geniuses. Are you tracking exactly where your customers are coming from, why they're choosing your business, and why they're attracted to your services or your value? Ask them that. We've done 3 different launches the last 2 years by asking our audience, hey, what is your biggest issue? What would you want to see in the marketplace that you would get value from? Oh, a productivity masterclass? What would you want to see in that? Oh, you want to see me interview the most productive entrepreneurs on the planet? Perfect. Then I would create exactly what they said they wanted, and we'd do a 6 to 7 figure launch. People are so impatient and they think they know it all when they don't. Remember, the likelihood of the marketplace responding because you think they need something is 0. You want to ask them what they want, all right? So create a solution while gaining the market's trust. How do you create a solution? You ask them what the problem is and you pay attention. You do your due diligence. I was lucky enough to train 6,000 millennial entrepreneurs from age 21, 22 to 27. Training a lot of entrepreneurs. I saw the common themes, the issues. I saw what frustrated them, what their big ambitions were. And all my content was revolved around that, all right? Next, after you create a solution, now you create an online presence. You figure out where your market is at. You figure out where your target customers are at, right? You want omnipresence. You want to be on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat, Periscope, whatever, Google, YouTube. See what sticks. Now, I used to say, go on one platform and dominate that. But after talking to Grant Cardone, after talking to Tim Sykes, who's one of my boys, he says he tries all of them and sees what sticks. So it's all about testing. You want experimentation, not perfection. So you want to test, right? And then adapt and adjust. Don't think you know something, test it. I have people all the time that come up to me with new ideas. I got the next best thing. I have all these ideas. So does everybody else. Ideas mean nothing. They're a dime a dozen. Executed ideas, tested ideas, ideas with feedback are the value. So if someone says I have 5 ideas for a business, I say, which ones have you tested? Almost always they go, well, none yet. But no. Don't know buts. Come back to me when you've tested 5 ideas. You've got market feedback. You've gotten specific strategic feedback from a target market that you know you can actually sell and get value from your product, right? Next. Leverage other people's platforms. This was huge. You want to be everywhere and get attention, but you want to leverage other people's proven platforms. If you don't have much influence, let's say you have 5,000 viewers per month on your website or to your podcast. You don't need to go to the biggest podcast in the world. Make a target list of the people that are a little bit above you and get on their podcast. Maybe they have 15,000 viewers a month or downloads a month. Now you can work your way up, right? For me, when no one knew who I was getting on podcasts a little bigger than me. Then eventually when I figured out my story, when I was super confident in my value, then I reached out to the bigger names. And I made a target list of the top 20 publications I wanted to write for, the top 10 podcasts I wanted to be featured in, and the top 10 partnerships. Okay, so I challenge you to make a list. What is your ideal partner that can actually help you speed up your learning curve and already has access to your target market? Right? I know a lot of people from Entrepreneurs watching, Entrepreneur Magazine. I was able to write for them. Grant Cardone hooked me up with writing for Entrepreneur, and that's because I gave him value first. But I was able to reach more people because they're reaching millions of people a month. So it's really hard to reach a lot of people on your own. You want to continue to leverage other people's platforms that are proven, but first you have to figure out what platforms are most relevant to your audience. And then you have to figure out how to align yourself with them and figure out what the value drivers are, because you want to make sure that you make it easy. You want to create win-win situations. So it must be valuable for the host, for the audience, and of course for you. So can you grow their influence and introduce them to a new audience? I don't know. But you need to figure out an angle to take and say, hey, I want to share my story with your audience. It's not as big as yours, but I want to share your story with my audience, and I'd love to get on your podcast and share my unique angle on blank. I think your audience would get massive value. So make a list right now of your top 10 partnerships you want to develop. What are the top 10 publications that you actually, if you got in those publications and you got featured and they shared it, you'd reach a lot more people. Okay, that's a huge, huge benefit that people aren't thinking about. Influencer marketing, pay people on Instagram to get the word out there. You have to pay, trust me. But that's how you leverage other people's platforms, right? And then post and promote free content consistently. Get promotional partners, and here's what I've done, cross-promoting with people that have similar influence that you do. So I've done a lot of cross-promotion with Ryan Blair and my boy Gerard Adams, Alex Morton, Joel Brown. I've done a lot of cross-promotion with people that have similar influence to me. And when we do masterminds, we figure out what the ideal platform is for that person. So if my biggest platform is my email list and I have 150,000 emails, and someone else's biggest platform is Instagram and they have 400,000 followers, I will promote them on my email list because that's my biggest platform. They'll promote me on Instagram because that's their biggest platform. So develop relationships and partnerships with people that actually you can leverage their influence and you can help them get influence as well. So make a list right now. And then lastly, number 10 is just focus on uniqueness, innovation, and amazing customer service. So what's the promise you're going to deliver? What's your unique selling proposition? This answers the question, why should people do business with you versus every other option available to them, including doing nothing? So here's what's Domino's. Fresh hot pizza delivered in 30 seconds or less guaranteed. Can't beat that USP, right? But if your unique selling proposition, if what makes you different includes things like I'm honest, we're the most ethical, we keep promises, we do what we say, then start over. Because if your unique angle contains things you should be doing anyways or be about anyways, it's not unique. So one of the biggest questions you can answer on how to rise above the noise is what makes your business different and why should I do business with your business versus any other business, including doing nothing? Why should I do business with your specific business? Why should I buy your product? Why should I join your community versus the 3,000 other communities out there? You need to come up with 3 to 5 tactical answers, right? One of the things we did for our academy, which is extremely exclusive, is I studied 70 or 80 different membership sites and academies and platforms and masterminds. I realized they accepted everybody. They said they didn't, but they accepted everybody. So most of the time when I got in there, I couldn't really learn a lot from the other members. So I'm like, you know what, we're going exclusive. We have to have an invite-only community that actually only accepts people that have some proven results. They're hungry, they have the right reasons, and they're in it for the long haul. That's one of the things. We are invite-only, and it's exclusive for people that we accept. They have to talk to us to get in. That was one of the things that separated us, right? So you need to figure out what makes your business different. So why should someone do business with you versus every other option? So here's another example. If you're on Oprah and you have 3 minutes to explain your business, hey, what do you do and why should people do business with you? You need to have an answer right away. Something unique, something strategic, something very, very, I don't want to say catchy, that's a bad word, but something that really hits your target market's problem and says, wow, I can relate to him. I want to be a part of that business. And even more important, make it a movement, make it about something. You can connect it to a charity, connect it to a cause that you believe in, right? But my action item for you is come up with 5 things that make your business different. You would not believe the people that reach out that I connect with when I speak at events or when I go to different masterminds. And I ask them, what makes your business different? And they're like, well, I don't know yet. I'm like, I could think of these other companies that I'd rather join than yours, just being very honest, because the best thing you could do to someone is be honest. You might hurt their feelings in the moment, but they'll never forget you because you actually really made them think different. You don't want to sugarcoat. So I said, I could think of these businesses that are cheaper than you, that actually I get more value because they're proven. Why should I do business with you? And you have to think of that answer, all right? That's a huge, huge key. So when you focus on differentiating yourself, creating a real business that you believe is 50 times the value than you're asking for the price, and you think about what platforms you can leverage, you think about strategically reaching out to people that actually have an influence over the people you want to connect with. When you focus on adding value and becoming more valuable instead of making immediate income, you'll eventually make income easy and it'll come in consistently, but you have to do it the right way. Does that make sense? You have to do it the right way, because the whole purpose of business, the end result of business, for you guys watching, I was at an event, a business mastery event in 2012, $10,000 event. I definitely invest in myself. And they spent 3 days, and pretty much at the end, they said, well, here's the deal. The whole entire purpose of business is to create raving fans and advocates. The best businesses in the world. Yes, there's a lot of nuances, a lot of different things that have to happen along the way, right? The right systems, the right team. But the end result, the best businesses in the world have raving fans. How can you focus on creating raving fans and turn your followers into supporters, turn your supporters into believers, and your believers into raving fans? It starts with knowing yourself. It starts with making sure you're giving massive value consistently, not when you feel like it, consistently. And it starts with making sure that you have the solution to their problem and you're selling that, not your expertise. Because if they don't care about that, if they don't know you can help them, all right? So create raving fans. That's a huge key. Got it? So I'm going to stop and do some Q&A, and I appreciate you guys for being on. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for everyone that shared. If you've shared and you've actually commented, you'll be entered to win. I'll choose this winner tomorrow, and I'll send the book out to you signed. Appreciate you guys. So what questions, any clarification you need as far as building an online influence? There's a lot of different angles I can take. I just wanted to simplify for you so you had some framework to go by. And I'm big on master versus overload. So many people are addicted to information. They're addicted to watching these Facebook Lives. They go watch YouTube videos. They listen to every podcast, read every book. And they're so addicted to information, they get overwhelmed, they don't execute. If you know me, you know I'm focused on mastery versus overload. You don't need more information. You need to take action on the information you already learned. So pick one thing you learned, one thing that could help your business, and go all in on that action. And that'll obviously help you as well. Eric, thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Rodney. Thank you. Any advice for realtors? I mean, it goes the same for realtors. If you can create, I know multiple realtors that are crushing it right now. I mean, 300, 400, 500, 600 grand. My mom's a realtor. My mentor's a realtor. A lot of people in our academy are realtors. You need to figure out how to add more value and deliver better service than anybody else. For my mom, she has more referrals than she knows what to do with. A lot of good realtors have so many referrals because they're taking care of people. The last thing on her mind is making money. It's how can I take care of this person? It's being so honest and so focused on the other person and not you that people understand that. And I'll tell you, the real estate market, people think it's saturated. Not really, because 95% of people are too emotional. They don't really have the client's interest first. And if a client works with them for 3 months and then they back out, they get mad versus make them feel good. No problem. Hey, if you need anything else, let me know. I appreciate your time. It was great getting to know you, things like that. Also, add value to them without expecting anything in return. So put together a pamphlet, whatever problem people come to you with the most. Whether it's how do I figure out a price for my house? How do I figure out what my house is worth, the value? How can I make my house more valuable before I sell it? Whatever those things are that you get the most, create a free blueprint or a pamphlet and give it to them and say, hey, here's something I created that will help you sell your house and get max value. When to sell it, how to make sure it's worth more, little things you can do. These are things that most people don't share. Here's this. And don't say, call me if you need me to sell your house. Don't say, I'm a real estate agent. They will see so much value. And when they actually get a tactical value from it, they do something to make their house more valuable, or they see, wow, this person helped me with no expectations, they will go right to you. I know 3 different real estate agents that have created something of value that they've given to potential clients, or they've posted things online. They're posting articles. They write for different publications, and they'll post 5 keys to selling your house the right way to maximize the value. and they won't say, hey, I'm a realtor, I'll sell your house. They just put they're a realtor. They don't put any selling points. Then the people reach out, hey, can I sell my house with you? So just be different. Think different. That's a huge key. I can't keep up with these questions. Sorry, guys. Jeff, I didn't catch the party. It says, without hurting your business with your personal life. I didn't catch the beginning of that. Sorry. Well, about the academy. So we do have an academy. It's called the Game Changers Academy. There's a lot of people watching. If you're on the academy, comment your favorite part about it. It's not for everybody. It's tough to get into. It's the premier networking community on the planet right now. And we give you all the resources, strategies, tactics you need to become a game changer, be the best at what you do. We have guest speakers every month. It's GameChangersMovement.com. Someone asked for the website. It's GameChangersMovement.com. If you think you have what it takes, you can check it out. And we have guest speakers like Ariana Huffington and Ryan Blair and Gary Vaynerchuk and Eric Thomas and Tim Ferriss. And we have Russell Brunson coming up, MJ DeMarco, Tim Grover, a lot of different people. But you got to be serious. It's not for everybody. Eva, add value. It can be for free or it can be on a trial period. But yes, adding value means putting value in the marketplace to help your target audience. Here's one of the biggest ways to get from someone supporting you to someone being a fan, okay, is you have to do something consistently. They have to know you're authentic, first of all. You can't be a flash in the pan where you, this is my pet peeve, and I get this all the time. It's hilarious. I'll get a random email from somebody that I'm on their email list, random, like 6 months later. Hey, how you doing? I got this new product. They're not consistent at all. They randomly email you when they want something. And I unsubscribe instantly. So one of the biggest keys is A, being authentic, B, being consistent, and C, here's the key, actually getting them a real result. That's how you turn someone from a supporter to a fan, is you actually get them a result. So for me, my whole focus when I was adding value, there's so much fluff. There's so much BS. So much people of the content out there doesn't actually give value. It makes people feel good in the moment. It's so fluffy that I was like, I got to give some real tactics here because this is really pissing me off when I was coming up. I couldn't really get any value because it was so fluffy. There was no real tactics. It wasn't comprehensive. It wasn't relevant. So I had to create that. And when I started getting people to say, hey, Peter, your free blueprint actually made me an extra 10 grand. Tangible, right? It actually lost me. Your health section that you gave free, your blueprint on health, actually lost me 5 pounds. I couldn't believe it. I actually quit my job because of you and now started a business that's making $5K a month. So most people's content, Eva, doesn't actually get people real results. That's the bottom line. If your content gets people real results, they're going to buy whatever you have because they know if your free content's amazing, your paid content's going to be out of this world. I need to take a glass of water. I'm getting too fired up. Deep breath, Peter. This is stuff I'm passionate about because I just see so many people doing it the wrong way. Can you touch on the subject of obtaining a mentor? How does one know if they found a potential mentor? This is good. Good question. And I don't have a ton of time, so I'll answer one more. You have to know who you are and what your biggest values are and what you want. What is your end result? What's your ideal outcome? And then you want to find a mentor that you can align with that not only has the results you want, but has similar interests and similar values. Because if not, you're living incongruently and you're following somebody, getting advice from somebody that doesn't have the same vision and values as you. So here's an example. There's people out there right now, big influencers. Some of them are friends of mine that are promoting hustle, 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 hustle all day, every day, hustle, hustle, hustle. Never see your kids, hustle, hustle. Meetings, morning, night, meetings, 11, 12 at night, meetings. And they're 40, 50 years old, working 80 hours a week, and they never see their kids. I am not going to A, follow them, B, respect them at the highest level. I'm not saying they're not respectable. It's just that's not my style. I want to be 40 and 50 and have an amazing lifestyle that I'm proud of, that I have flexibility and freedom, and I can coach my kids' basketball team. I can coach my kids' team. I can be there for all the games. I don't want to be 45 and hustle, hustle, hustle 400 hours a week. Not my style. That might be your style. But stop following people that hustle 90 hours a week and have a lifestyle that's not admirable if that's not you, right? Follow people that are congruent to your values. So find a mentor that A, has proven results, B, has experience and has similar lifestyle that you want to emulate, like a lifestyle they're proud of, they can travel, do what they want. And then C, someone that has similar values that you do in life. Maybe family first. Figure out your values. Family first, flexibility. I put impact and legacy before income sometimes. I've turned down $10,000 speeches, and I've given free speeches in LA and in Newark, New Jersey. So if my value was money first, then I would have not done the free speeches and I would have took the 10K. But I don't run my life around money. I run my life around my values and what I align with the most. And I'm not going to have a mentor that doesn't align with people, that doesn't align with what I do, right? So keep that in mind. I was doing an interview with somebody and I'm like, yeah, I don't really prefer wearing ties anymore. I wore them for 5 or 6 years. I like to just dress and be myself, right? And someone's like, well, I wear whatever it takes. I'm like, well, that's why we're different. You'll probably never be a mentor of mine. I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. I don't wear whatever it takes. I wear what I want to wear because I want to be authentic and I want to live my life how I want to live it. So if someone's like, well, we can't book you for this speech unless you wear a suit. See ya. You go book someone else in a full suit, right? But that's just me. You could love wearing suits, right? I love wearing suits when I was 22, 23, but now I just rather wear what I want to wear. That makes sense? So pick a mentor that has results. That's the first thing. And pick a mentor that doesn't just make money off information products and off business. Pick someone that really is built a business, right? And really got in the trenches and actually train people physically. And maybe they've made money with real estate, whatever. Pick someone that you really believe is the real deal. Do your research. And then follow 1 or 2 people. You don't need to follow 100 people out there. There's so many opinions. Take very few opinions and just follow people, maybe 1 or 2 people that have the lifestyle you want, and master that specific thing they're talking about, and then move on to the next one, right? Gavin, I appreciate you, man. Eric, fire, your name looks familiar. Be yourself. Yep. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, Sergio. Well, guys, I appreciate you. If you want to check out the Academy, it's GameChangersMovement.com. Not pushing it. We don't promote it much. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But if you want to check it out and learn more, cool. And I'd love to connect with you guys on social media too. So Instagram, it's Peter J. Voogd. Snapchat, it's Ambition23. I try to inspire. I try to challenge people. I try to make them laugh and give as much content as I can away. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in and much respect. And I'll tell you the number one reason most people don't get to where they need to be and why they're struggling right now is they never tell themselves right now matters. I'm telling you right now, now matters more than ever. Most people spend the first half of their life saying they're too young and the second half saying they're too old, right? Don't be like most people. The second this is done, take some action because action creates the motivation, not the other way around. You're never going to be motivated sitting here thinking about it. This morning, I didn't feel like working out. As I was driving to the gym, I didn't feel like working out. As I got there, I didn't feel like working out. The second I started, I felt like it. So you need to act your way into feeling, all right? I'm going to go on a rant, so I'm going to stop now. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for everyone that shared this. If you have any questions, let me know. Reach out to me on social media, on Facebook. Let me know if I can help in any way. And thanks again, guys. I appreciate you. See ya.